Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Bicoastal Buddies podcast. All right, today we want to start off by introducing ourselves. This podcast started originally as an Instagram. Through Instagram, I saw the opportunity to have fun with my friend, Arian. Me and her originally started this back in 2018, and we really are enthusiastic about going out to eat and trying new food, and also traveling and exploring places. What made us bicoastal was Arian. Shortly after we started this journey, her and her husband moved to California so he could pursue a further music career. So, we thought the idea of bicoastal would be fun. Her living in California, me here in New Jersey. So we continued with that, and she would explore and try new food in California, and I would find new places to go and explore here in New Jersey and in and around. So the blog Bicoastal Buddies was never meant to be centered necessarily around me and just her. I always liked the idea of making it a community-based project. Meaning knowing that I'd have to work and wouldn't be able to travel and eat at new places all the time, knowing that I would always need new content. So I talked to a couple of my friends, and they were happy to contribute, and I would use their content and give them credit for that in our posts. Let's see. So I wanted to mention sports. I really do enjoy sports, and I want to mention them while I'm in here in this podcast, being that this is much more longer form, kind of free flow, open format. I'm a big baseball fan. I love the Phillies. As you can see up here, we got the throwback hat on. But all Philadelphia sports are what I pay attention to the most. Flyers, Eagles. So I really enjoy following the sports as my job. Everybody's very enthusiastic, so we talk about sports all day long. So I do enjoy talking about food and travel, but I have so many more interests. I want to try to incorporate that a little bit into some of these short podcasts. So as far as travel goes, initially I thought, well, I can make this a travel blog, but then I was like, I think I need to combine the two of just being enthusiastic about food and travel. I never really hiked until I moved up here. In Florida, where I grew up, was very hot, so we didn't do a lot of outdoor activities besides maybe going to the beach, or just going outside to shoot basketball when I was a kid. One of my inspirations was Anthony Bourdain and his travel show. Also, he's a famous chef as well. So I drew a lot of inspiration from the Travel Channel and the CNN show as well. And me and my buddy that I traveled a lot and ate a lot of food with over the past, we would go and explore, and we were very inspired by Anthony Bourdain. Another person that I was also inspired by at the time was called Jean LaBeouf, which is, her first name is Annabelle, and she was a writer for the news press. And basically what you could do is you could reach out to her on social media, and she would give you places that you could go to in and around the area, so you could you would know where to go. Like, she really covered probably like in the Fort Myers area, Sanibel, I think even down deep towards like Naples, Bonita Springs, Estero. Like she really covered a lot of area. And so when I moved up here to New Jersey, I noticed that so often people here, they really only focus and go to the places that are within a very short square radius of where they live. I wouldn't say more than, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. Even events and different things like that, usually people only know about like what's in and around them. So really, the reason why I started posting and getting into Bicoastal Buddies was also to spread the word of like different food places that I liked, that were more than a distance away from where I lived, and in and around the South Jersey area. I noticed that Philadelphia was already well covered, so I really wanted to put a spotlight and some shine on South Jersey. Again, I grew up in Fort Myers, Florida. I lived there for 20 years. I'm originally born in Vineland, New Jersey, and I lived there till I was 9 years old. So Fort Myers was good to me. I would love to go back again, but for now I live here, and I still have very close friends that live in that area. One of my closest friends that I grew up with, he actually moved to the DC area. So now me and him are closer and we can go and do things together and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. But everybody else mostly just lives back in Southwest Florida. Other than that, I really want to try to cover places that are more kind of off the beaten path. Really want to try to put a spotlight on like, places that are great, that have been around for a while, but like for whatever reason are just not being talked about. I have a couple of spots that I've gone to recently that I really enjoyed. One being this Thai restaurant that's in the Deptford area, right behind the Deptford Mall. I was really surprised at how much I liked it. I really had no experience with eating Thai food in the past. But just like little things like that I think deserve a little bit more of a spotlight on, versus some of these more popular places that everybody goes to in reviews. Certainly I've been to some of these places as well, and I'll talk about them, but my main focus is trying to find stuff that not as many people are talking about, that are putting out some great food, and deserve a shine. Other than that, I wanted to address my hat real quick. Again, being the throwback Phillies colors and the flip on the pastéis de nata. So my buddy Becca, she is Portuguese, and she put me on the pastry that is famous from Portugal. It's funny because I had no idea what these things were, and she introduced me to them, and now like anytime I see anything that resembles them, even like the Asian variant, I would go after it in a second. So shout out to the Portuguese and the pastéis de nata. We do have a spot in Philadelphia. That's actually the hat that I'm wearing. It's called Gilda. And they make the pastéis de nata, and other like sort of Portuguese goods. So I would like to give them a shout out because I've been following them since their beginnings. I think we'll wrap it up with that. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next episode.